John, today's person in distress has sent a whole essay. So we'll really try and read it really quickly. And this is what they said. Whew. Hi, girls. I have a question, and I definitely don't know what to do. I have lived with this guy for 2 years, and now he is the father of my son, 4 months old now. Wow. I see the first problem. Ever since I got pregnant, a lot changed, including how he prioritized things. I felt like he didn't care anymore. He works 6 days a week and goes early, comes back not very late, but always says he's tired. When he's not working, try to rekindle things, but once we had I try to rekindle things back to what we once had, but he never makes time. And if he does, it's not fun at all because when I'm doing anything around him, it feels like I'm walking on eggshells, carefully not to annoy him. I don't know what came between us, but now it seems like it is a one-way thing. I don't know why I'm trying so hard, but I'm sure I want him. I'm sure I love him, and I would really want my son to have both parents. I just want to know, why is he like this? This made me laugh because it took me back. Okay. Boy meets girl, okay? And they're in love, and it's the honeymoon phase, and things are splendid. And then you get pregnant, okay? Because you get pregnant, and now you have a toddler. But the thing is, you didn't date for a sufficient amount of time for you to know each other very well, okay? You don't know how he is when he's really angry. You don't know how he is when he's tired or frustrated. It was just the honeymoon period, and while you are still very in love, when the love hormones were at an all-time high, you got pregnant, okay? Now you have a child together. The realities of life start setting in. You're already prioritizing your child. Obviously, you have to. There's postpartum depression. Of course, it happens to some people. And he is the man. He now has a family. So now he's working. His brain is always, I'm not making excuses for anyone. I'm just saying.
Or assumptions.
Exactly. I'm just giving you some of the things I went through, okay? This man is now thinking, we probably need to upgrade from the house we're in. We need to do this and this and this and this.
Pampers are expensive.
Exactly.
Diapers are expensive.
Diapers are expensive. There's formula. There's everything that is needed for this house to work. And I'm working 6 out of 7 days in a week, okay? That one day, I want to come home. I just want to decompress and relax and everything, okay? So sometimes intimacy and lovemaking takes a step backwards. But now remember, you guys fell in love. When, the love hormones at an all-time high is when you guys are very compatible, yeah? So now you're feeling as if the sex not being as good as it was and not being as frequent and the intimacy not being there, it feels like something is wrong in the relationship, when honestly everyone is just dealing with their life. Everyone is just dealing with the situation, how they feel they want to deal with it best, Someone is coming from work with their frustrations. They are tired. They want to sit down. They've been shouted at by their bosses. They just want to come home and relax. Here you are, you've been home with the baby all day, you are also tired, and then while you are feeding the baby, you watched Kathomi and Turi talking about, my relationship is this, my man does this, and you're like, why does my man not do that? I'm here taking care of this family, taking care of this home. The least he could do is like grab my bum, like while working, So we have all these expectations for each other, but we are not communicating. You need to sit down and talk to this man and say, you know what, I love you. I really do. And I understand what is happening. I understand how overwhelmed you are, or maybe work is frustrating you. But there are needs that need to be met in this house, okay? Please, sir, come with one flower. Come with one petal. And the thing with babes, foreplay starts with the mind. It starts with, did he say something cute during the day? Did he send you a text? Did he do something, for you? Was he thinking about me? Was this intentional? Ama nile tu ya turn around, like that pat on the back. And now sex just feels tiresome, like a chore. I understand. But also, it's a stage with life, especially when you have a toddler and things are happening. It happens. There's a lull, but you can always work through it. Okay, my lull was almost 1 year. I was like, damn, I hate this man. I'm leaving. I'm going to my mama house. Okay, but you know, maybe work through things, talk more, and always bring it up. Yeah.
Okay, I agree with Turi for the most part.
Yeah.
But let me kind of throw in a little bit of something else. I think at the beginning of the show, even before we even did all this, I did tell her that so we've joined premarital counseling.
Yeah.
And last week was one of the roughest weeks ever in terms of, because there's a book that we're reading through and like every day, da, 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 da. So last week was like that book just tore me down completely. I'm just like, I can't. But it dealt with this exact conversation, okay? Turi has mentioned it. There are many stages to a relationship.
True.
And I will break them down the way I read them. There is the first stage, which is the dream stage, which is where you were. Everything is cute.
You're in
Kumbaya. You see him, you see angels, you
He's
feel the
7 feet
butterflies.
tall.
He's blue eyes, Unangala, deep blue eyes. You're staring into his deep blue eyes over there. And everything just feels perfect, right? And then you get into the next stage of your relationship, which is called the drama stage. Drama can look very different to different people. Drama can be this, where it's like everyone's kind of in their own headspace, you know? That honeymoonness of it all, that dreamy state that we all have to wake up at some point.
Yep.
So now you've woken up and the realities of her life are hitting you. Intimacy doesn't always mean sexual intimacy. Intimacy is also an emotional thing. We're both taking time to see, okay, you like to eat carrots, me, I like to chop onions. So we find a day where we are only eating carrots, and then on your day, we only chop onions. So it's like you always find time for each other to do what the other person wants, right? But now that dream has come to an end or has come to a lull because why? Reality has set in. So now you have a baby. The man is over there being busy about his finding his space, finding his voice, accepting all of your things. And another thing you need to realize is simply because you think you know someone doesn't necessarily mean you know them. Sometimes they just give you a truth, but not a full truth, okay? So I think maybe that's what you're going through. You're going through a different stage in your relationship, which is probably the drama stage, right? How do you deal with this? Turi has mentioned most of the things. Try and communicate as much as you can. But instead of communicating and trying to voice out your needs, I think this is where I take a different tangent. From what I read, first you need to work on you.
True.
Okay? Sometimes you're projecting. You're kind of, oh, but me, I usually do this, and then you're projecting things that you're feeling are lacking or the needs that you've always had. Maybe you've always been that person who needs constant communication, who needs constant attention, who needs constant reaffirming, needs all of that stuff. But this isn't happening. So you're projecting because you're feeling like all these things are lacking.
True.
So what do you do instead of projecting? Work on yourself. Work on finding a way to bridge that gap for yourself. Find a way to be patient, to feed yourself with what is necessary. Now you're a new mom. How can I be a better mother? How can I find a way to manage my household? Because guess what? As you're trying to work on yourself, you're also lightening the load for the other person. They're not coming home having to deal with you being stressed because you didn't get attention, having to deal with the child being stressed because the mom was dealing with whatever they were dealing with, which means they neglected you a little bit as a child. You're not dealing with like all of the other chaos that's there. You're working on yourself. So it means you're not projecting your issues. It means you're not stressing this person even more, okay? In addition to that, you also need to give them more compliments than you give them hell. Okay? No, by hell, I mean than you sort of like constantly are trying to like, Bede, you don't do this. Bede, yesterday I told you, da, 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 da. try and give them more compliments on things that you feel are necessary. It doesn't have to sound so plastic or fake. Oh, I actually really like how, you still made time to come home today in good time. I actually made dinner. Or I love how yesterday you woke up in the morning and kissed me goodbye on the way out. Or just find little compliments of practicalities, things that happened in your day. I loved how you actually, when I told you to send me money for diapers, you sent it almost immediately and I didn't have to ask you again. Compliments, 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 because then it makes them feel like, oh yeah, I'm actually being seen. You're seeing the little effort or the many things that I'm doing as an effort to get us going further.
True.
And this will ease again the burden on both you and them. And you're not doing all of these things expecting for him to do them for you as well. No, we said you're working on you, honey. So you're not doing them in order for you to be reciprocated. Just do it. Ultimately, if at all of these things don't work out, then maybe you need to seek outside help. Okay?
Yeah.
Have someone, a mentor, a friend, someone who's been in a relationship longer than you guys, to come in and try and talk to you. Did that make sense? Sounded very mature.
Yeah, you did.
Moving on, we hope that this helps. If you have any more questions, you can catch us on our DMs at Kathomi, at Turife. Catch us on the number 0770 729 368.